and it's my great pleasure to open this Eric and Wendy Schmidt Symposium on AI and biocomputing. AI is not my field, but I'm perceptive enough to see that this is a pretty remarkable moment for the field, and that remarkable moment, I think, comes at an interesting time in history in biomedical research, because we're about 3 or 4 weeks away from the 25th anniversary of the first draft sequence of the Human Genome Project. And I remember feeling at that time that also felt like a special moment. It was hard to really get your head around exactly why it was special, but you could tell something remarkable was going to change in the world of biology and in the world of medicine. I think it's fair to say that in retrospect, perhaps the short-term immediate benefits of having a human genome sequence in hand were a bit overstated. But at the same time, I think the long-term benefits of having an anchoring for biology and medicine with the human genome were also substantially understated. And if you take graduate students today and ask, can you imagine doing biomedical research without that foundation of the genome, it'd be hard to understand how you could really do research without that as a foundation. I feel like there's that level of potential to really disrupt and transform how we think about biomedical research in the setting of a matured field of machine learning and AI. And so that's why, to me, this feels like a really remarkable, pivotal moment where it's not clear yet, I don't think, what that new world of biology and medicine is going to look like. But I think we can all agree that it's going to look very different than it does today. And so what a remarkable moment to be in science when over the next decade, you all are going to figure that out. And then it will be clear. It'll still evolve, but the most transformative change is going to happen over the decade ahead. And I mentioned this also cognizant of the worrisome potential impact of decisions that the US federal government is making with respect to funding for biomedical research. But even despite that headwind, I still can't imagine a better time to be in science. That's going to be annoying, will slow us down a little bit, but I don't think fundamentally, because the drive, particularly in AI and biomedicine, is going to be too strong. It's going to move at an amazing pace, faster, I believe, than advances in the genome took place. And so what better time to be a student, a faculty member, a staff scientist in academia or in an industry working out the decade ahead. So with that brief comment, I'm happy to open the symposium and introduce the organizer of the symposium, Caroline Uhler, who is also the director of the Eric and Wendy Schmidt Center at the Broad Institute and a professor at MIT in electrical engineering and computer science. And we're just really lucky to have Caroline's vision and leadership at the Schmidt Center. I unfortunately am going to have to step out, but look forward to popping back in during the day. So I hope you have a wonderful symposium. Caroline.
Thank you very much, Todd, for opening up this symposium, and welcome everyone. So excited to see so many of you already here. There has already been such a great energy in the room and outside, and I'm just really looking forward to 2 exciting days of stimulating research and discussions. So before getting started with the program, I thought I would like to say just a few words about the Eric and Wendy Schmidt Center. So it was launched in July 2021, thanks to the amazing generosity and vision of Eric and Wendy Schmidt, and also thanks to the great support of the current Broad leadership and former Broad leadership, Todd Golub and Eric Lander. It really took this huge team to put this together and to get this started. And I'm just very excited to be able to continue building it and bring together this community that we have here together. So in terms of, I just wanted to say a few words about also what its vision is. So the Eric and Wendy Schmidt Center is, its vision is, and its goal is really to create a global community of researchers that make biology a key driver of foundational developments in machine learning, to then create the theoretical and computational and algorithmic paradigms that enable us to understand the programs of life and how they are connected really across all scales, so from proteins to cells to tissues and organisms. And we really strongly believe that the biomedical sciences are, not only uniquely suited to being a beneficiary of research in machine learning, but also one of the greatest sources of inspiration for new foundational developments in machine learning. So we really want to build this two-way street. So not just a one-way street of bringing in machine learning that has been already developed into biology, but really also going the other way around. Of changing what machine learning is today through biology. And so in order to do this, to really build this two-way street, we're here, have in particular built a program for postdoctoral fellows where we're attracting machine learning researchers to the Broad that may actually not have any prior biological background, but have a strong interest in biology. And then we're connecting them to really important biomedical problems, which then, of course, have to first be translated into the language of machine learning to make them amenable to computational thinking. And, of course, these problems will not be able to be solved just by one person or one group, but actually we require a really strong collaborative effort across disciplines to then be able to solve these problems. And so we're very excited about our postdoctoral program and all of the fellows that are here. You will hopefully meet many of them today. They're really the basis of the Schmidt Center and making the scientific effort possible. They're bringing into the Broad a very deep machine learning background and expertise together with their mentors at MIT, Harvard, and others outside. And then they're connected to really deep expertise in biology at the Broad. And this is really the bread and butter. So hopefully you'll be able to talk to a lot of our fellows. And if you're a PhD student, we have a call for postdoctoral fellowships every year in December, so please consider that as well. Now, we do want to bring in, go much beyond the Boston environment and bring in the global machine learning community to biomedical problems. And so we've decided to do this through the vehicle of challenges or competitions, where we try to first identify a biological problem or a biomedical problem that is really critical to be solved, but can also spur foundational research in machine learning. And so in these machine learning challenges, it's, I think, some of the first of their kind where it's not just about a prediction problem where, we hold out some data and then you'll predict and we'll rank all algorithms based on this. But we want the participants to actually have an influence on what are the next experiments that we're performing. And so here, the best teams on the prediction part are actually their experiments. So they're also going to tell us which experiments we would like to see. And those experiments are actually going to be run. So machine learning researchers across the globe can have an influence on, which are the next experiments to be run. And we're currently ending our second challenge, which was on, connecting images, so pathological or pathohistological images to spatial transcriptomics. And in both of these challenges, we're very excited. We had over 1,000 participants. So hopefully if you didn't participate, the next challenge, we're preparing it. So we will be launching it later this year. It will be somewhat of a continuation of the first challenge on predicting unseen perturbations. And so stay tuned, and I really hope you will all be participating also in the next challenge, so that we can all, somehow push forward this field, which requires just so many new ideas in order to really make progress. So with this, welcome to everyone. I'm super excited to get this started and look forward to 2 really great days of amazing science and stimulating discussions.